that on while I'm trying to get my group to mission activated.
Inside the capsule funds available. Why don't we talk a little bit more about each of them? So we have Artemis 2 Commander, Reed Wiseman, Baltimore native, and he's actually, you see his feet in that shot there from inside Orion. He's been in space once before as flight engineer for Expedition 41 aboard the International Space Station from May through November 2014. During the 165-day mission, Reed and his crewmates completed more than 300 science experiments in areas like human physiology, medicine, physical science, earth science, as well as astrophysics. They actually set a milestone for station science by completing a record 82 research hours in a single week. He also served as chief of NASA's astronaut office from December 2020 to December 2022. His two daughters were out to him as he made his way to the launch pad. And again, there's
Get some earbud phones on.
Reed is the one sitting in the seat to the right, closest to our camera there. So looks like he's relaxed by the body language of his feet.
Yeah, I think they're kind of in a holding pattern, if you will, or waiting for me, so it makes sense that he's a little bit relaxed. He's also kind of just a relaxed person in general. He's wicked smart, but has a demeanor that keeps everybody calm, and so I think we're seeing that here today.
And so in this shot, Reed is the one sitting on the left, and to his right, Artemis 2 pilot Victor Glover. NASA selected the California native as an astronaut. November 2020.
Okay.
Pilot of NASA's SpaceX.
Hi, Patrick. This is Red Shirt Geeks, but
Operational mission of NASA's commercial crew.
yeah, we're watching a moon mission.
Launching American rockets from American soil to the International Space Station since the end of the shuttle program.
I'm going to turn that off a little bit.
Naval aviator who
So, quick history here.
racking up more than 35
I'm going to actually let me turn the subtitles on, just in case I'm talking over it. Then we got a little bit more feed going. We're gonna work subtitles? Probably not. Yeah, I basically going to get some food and eat and talk and stuff because I was born in 1973. July of 72 was Apollo 17, the last time we went to the moon. So this has not happened in my lifetime. So I figured I'd just join. I'd get a stream going and we'd enjoy it. Oh, you're not playing? Oh.
in 2013, same class as Victor, served as flight engineer on the
There we
International
go.
Space Station from March
I took my headphones off and I accidentally paused it.
During that time, she set a record for the longest single space flight by a woman.
So let me go ahead. We're learning about our people here. This is kind of cool.
She also participated in
Let me get some sound up for you.
And before becoming an astronaut, Christina helped to build space science instruments and led scientific fieldwork in some of the most remote environments on the planet. Her hobbies include
Most
surfing,
environments on
rock
planet are
climbing,
Iceland.
community service, yoga, and photography.
Go ahead, NCD.
There's a couple of suppressed overvolt messages. We're going to go ahead and clear those off your screen.
We see them and we copy.
All right.
NASA test director.
We're still working here, trying to get through everything. So
Now we're
getting
45
close
minutes.
and then
no,
trying to talk that
wait.
other issue that we just picked up a little bit ago. But I think work-wise, we're doing really well.
Sounds good, NCD. We're doing great on board.
Let me get some chat straightened up here.
Glad to hear it.
NASA test director giving an update to the crew. Some messages flashed on their displays. Just wanted to say that they didn't have to worry about that. We're going to clear that. And that also just reassuring the crew, again, that they are tracking and working the issue with the launch abort system battery.
Yeah.
All right. And then first-time flyer, Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen will fly to the moon as a mission specialist on the Artemis 2 mission. The London, Ontario native selected as an astronaut in 2009. After that, he worked as
Oh,
Capcom
goddamn
at
Canadian.
NASA's Mission Control Center in Houston. Capcom stands for Capsule Communicator and is the sole direct voice communicating with astronauts while in space.
Jeremy also participated in training exercises, really cool ones like living on the ocean floor off the coast of Florida to simulate deep space exploration for a week. In 2017, he became the first Canadian to lead a NASA astronaut class. He also enjoys getting out on a sailboat, rock climbing, and mountain biking. He has a wife and 3 children. And he's the one that you see bottom left-hand corner of your screen. I know, I'm trying to see what he's doing there. Christina's looking too. And so there is your Artemis 2 crew inside the Orion spacecraft. And this is actually the 7th time NASA astronauts will launch on a new NASA spacecraft designed for crew. And if you're wondering about the first 6 crewed test flights, here they are.
Mercury 1. Mercury Registry. Al Shepard.
Gemini 3. Gus Grissom, John Young, March 23, 1965.
Gus, unfortunately, perished.
Apollo 7,
Apollo
Wally
1.
Schirra, Don Isley, Walt Cunningham, October 11th, 1968.
A test flight, just like this one.
Space Transportation System, or STS-1, John Young, Robert Crippen, April 12th,
Hey, John Young was in
1981.
one of those Apollo
Then NASA
capsules.
SpaceX Demo 2, Doug Hurley, Bob Behnken, May 30th, 2020, followed by NASA's Boeing crew flight tests. Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams.
That didn't
June
go so
5th,
well.
2024. And now,
Artemis 2.
Artemis 2 with Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. It is really surprising, honestly, to hear that
I've watched
through
a lot
all
of
these
shuttle
decades, through all
launches.
these launches we've had, this is only our
And some of
7th
those,
new vehicle
Some
that
of
we're
the
testing for
SpaceX
crew.
launches.
Yeah, you know, we have so many different missions that we.
And
we
when I
think
talk about
and we talk
SpaceX,
about,
I am
but really
simply talking about the
7
mission
vehicles
themselves,
that we've
not
tested
the
and that we're
Nazi
flying.
who runs it.
You know,
so.
I like to think of spaceflight
no,
really as
no specific
a
politics on
permanent
this stream.
test, right?
today.
We have, you know, hundreds of missions or so. You know, an airplane that gets tested and then flown has thousands of data points. And so really spaceflight is always going to be in the test field. And I think it's important to remember that, especially as we put humans on rockets that we never have before, or for the 7th time we start a new
I
vehicle.
really am hoping that we'll
and a
get
new
it,
mission.
get it in the launch window.
Just getting word now that White Room closeouts are complete, and so the closeout crew is preparing to leave the pad.
So yeah, if you see that little,
It's
so
exciting
yeah,
stuff.
you see if you look at the capsule to the right of
making
that, it's a little
good
box.
time.
That's going to be the White
And
Room.
the closeout crew is
At
doing
some point,
really well.
that will be retracted.
41 minutes,
Now that
43
they've
seconds
got,
and counting,
now they're clearing the pad.
until the opening of our window. And Artemis 2 is a 10-day mission that will send the 4-person crew on a journey around the moon and back to Earth. It will be a critical step towards future lunar and Mars missions.
We're going back to the moon because it's the next step in our journey to Mars. We need to go
Yep. Okay. I'm going to turn it down and I'm going to turn it down. We can watch these missions. We can watch this video later. I'll just talk a little bit. But yeah. I grew up with this being the background, being a background thing, because I had missed the Apollo program. So the first real launch I remember was STS-1, the first space shuttle launch. Columbia tearing out. There's a second shuttle, Challenger. I was one of almost every school kid in America watching in January of '86 when the Challenger exploded. That was... I don't think me at that time immediately caught on that what I was watching was 7 astronauts dying. It was more of a, what's going on? Yeah. Gen X got that was Gen X big scarring moment.
Solution for humanity on planet Earth, but it is a contribution in the positive column. We hope that just for a moment that people will pause and say, wow, it's extraordinary when you look back.
There are some very bad taste jokes that I know for that. We're not going there because yeah, I don't want to make jokes about dead astronauts when we're about to watch 4 new ones go up.
And so Mission Control Houston will control the flight of Orion.
I've watched a lot of shuttle launches
Here's Gary Jordan, who's embedded with that
over the
team.
years.
You might have
When NASA TV became available, of course I watched it here.
in Orion.
Now NASA TV is just on YouTube. It's cut to you, dude.
That was Commander Reed Wiseman responding to.
Wow, he was exciting.
Next steps. We are
Let's go back and listen to what they're saying.
T-minus 10-minute
Go ahead.
hold. Expected a 30-minute hold. So we are well on the countdown. We are well on the timeline to meet this L- time and launch towards the beginning of the window, but continuing to track progress along the way. Again, I'm here with the Artemis 2 flight control teams in Mission Control Houston. The team in the room behind me has been monitoring the countdown and verifying their own mission-specific launch criteria of the Space Launch System, the Orion spacecraft integrity, and its crew. During the final poll before launch, if all looks good from each of the flight controllers in this room, Flight Director Judd Freeling will report a go for launch from Houston Flight. Upon liftoff, teams here take control of the mission and communicate with the crew while they fly on the Space Launch System. This phase of flight is highly dynamic, and each console position has a dedicated and important role of looking after critical systems. You'll hear calls from Capcom and NASA astronaut Stan Love in this room to the Artemis 2 crew as milestones are reached during the more than 8 minutes of powered flight on the core stage. Liftoff and ascent are just the beginning. This room will be staffed around the clock over the next 10 days to oversee every moment of the mission through splashdown. Here from the Johnson Space Center,
yeah.
we'll be streaming the mission
Not in there.
live 24/7,
That's
so
it.
anyone
That's
can
changed
follow
so
the
much
crew's
in the
journey,
last
take peeks
decade.
inside the spacecraft, and share the experience of a lunar flyby with astronauts looking down at the moon's surface. Teams here have been rehearsing tirelessly in simulations to throw every conceivable and inconceivable scenario their way. We are ready and eager to begin the Artemis 2 mission. Still milestones to come as we continue the countdown, but we'll be right back with you during the ascent phase of today's flight. With that, Megan, I will send it back over to you at the Space Coast.
Thanks so much, Gary. Under 37 minutes until the opening of our 2-hour launch window, 6:24 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern. I've never been more excited for a time. But
Okay.
why don't we send it back over to Megan Carter with the moon board to learn more about what happens after ascent.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
yeah,
am
we gotta
definitely
do
also
this.
getting
Ooh.
excited. Things feel like they're starting to pick up a little pace here. A lot is about to happen within the first 10 minutes
I
of
love it.
launch, but
A few orbits
what
and then
happens
the
after
TLI
those first
burn.
10 minutes? Let me take you over here to my mission map so we can kind of jump ahead and let me explain a few things. So, our main engine cutoff is going to stand for MECO, and that is essentially where the rocket's job is done, and it is then going to turn the propulsion duties over to our ICPS. That stands for Interim Cryogenic Propulsion Stage. Don't try and say that too many times fast, but the ICPS is going to be right here, and that's our in-space propulsion. About 50 minutes into, after about 50 minutes into launch, it is going to conduct that first burn, and that's going to be the perigee raise maneuver. Essentially what that is going to do is going to raise the spacecraft from a lowest point of Earth just a little bit higher into space, and then they are going to conduct that nice path that's going to set them on that nice circular path around the Earth. That's when they're going to start to be able to really check out the spacecraft. The Orion spacecraft is going to be able to, like we've talked about, be maneuvered by the crew. They're going to check out those
Fried
life
chicken
support
is the
systems,
best.
and communication checkout's going to be vital at that point as well, obviously. Then they will be conducting that another burn, and that's going to raise them just a little bit higher again. And then they will, it'll be about time for the ICPS to separate, and they will will start another lap around the Earth as well. Now, the ICPS, but even after it separates, its job will not be done because they will have the opportunity to conduct something called the Proximity Operations Demonstration. And this is going to be really important for our future lunar missions because the ICPS actually has a target on it, and the crew is going to have the opportunity to manually maneuver these spacecraft like we've mentioned and
So they're gonna do
practice those
rendezvous
docking
maneuvers.
maneuvers.
Rendezvous
Now,
maneuvers,
obviously,
but
they
not
will
docking.
not be docking for this mission, but that is again going to be critical for those lunar missions in the future. Now, all right, after that ICPS has separated and they've done
GLI
that second
time.
lap, they're going to conduct 2 more burns. And what these burns are going to do is set them up to the high enough orbit and a fast enough speed in order to conduct the translunar injection. This
That's
is going to
the
be
good
that
one.
critical moment and that critical milestone where they are going to produce about 6,000 pounds of thrust. And this is that point that is going to take them out of low
Compared
Earth
to the
orbit
millions they use to
into
get
deep
into orbit.
space, and it's going to set them on that nice path towards that lunar flyby. And I know we have talked a little bit about why this could be a record-breaking flyby and journey to the moon. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Megan so she can tell us just why.
Yeah, she's talking about the distance record set by the Apollo 13 astronauts in 1970. They
'Cause
were
they did a free return as well.
248,655 miles away from Earth, and this Artemis 2 crew might surpass that on flight day 6 when they fly around the moon by more than 4,000 miles.
Yeah, it's a long ways. It's tough to fathom 250,000 miles from Earth, right? I mean, space,
Well,
you know,
there's
the
that
space
thing out
station
there
is
called
only
the moon.
250 miles, and so we're going, you know, I don't want to do the public math, but we're going much further than that. But, you know, it's important, right? Because we want to get back to the moon. We want to see the surface. We want to see the far side of the moon, and the way we do that is by breaking distance records.
Yeah, and the exact distance record depends on exactly when they launch, like the time, the day. So we'll learn more as we go into this 10-day mission with the Artemis 2 crew. But here we are, 32 minutes, 50 seconds and counting from the opening of our launch window. Feels really, really surreal here as more and more people come to gather on the press site lawn here at
that's the
Kennedy
thing I
Space
forgot to
Center.
put in the
Why don't we
script
take a
is
look at this
told
video
up
that
in
we
the
have
script
here?
was
Some
something about
familiar
it being a
faces
very
who
diverse
wanted to
crew
wish
of
our Artemis 2
astronauts.
crew a safe journey.
Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy, you are the real deal. You're flying to the moon
Yeah,
for
I don't-
all of us, and we are in awe.
Yeah, I don't care, ScarJo. Yay, we've got actors. Do you know how much I care about actors? I don't. At least not in this. The last time I cared about anybody of celebrity being in anything NASA was the when Brian May showed up as an astrophysicist. Because yeah, the guitarist for Queen is also an astrophysicist. So he came here to talk science. And not just, oh yeah, we got a hype Project Hail Mary, whatever. I don't care. I may go watch it tomorrow. But the point is, this is going to be a really cool mission. Hopefully, we are seeing the record made. We've got a mission that technically has less risk than Apollo 8 and Apollo 13 if their spacecraft wasn't actively trying, if space wasn't actively trying to kill them in all the ways that their spacecraft failed. So yeah, they are doing basically the modified mission of Apollo 13, except it's planned instead of lifeboating. But they have the same. But it's actually safer than the Apollo 8 mission, because Apollo 8 parked in a lunar orbit, so they had to fire the engines to leave it. Since this is just a first test flight, and they know all the dynamics to fire, and they know how to fire a rocket at the moon, they're just going to shoot them at the moon, spin around, come back. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's excited. Proud, happy, and thrilled, I believe, is the NASA Wives thing. Now that we're watching this, one thing I would probably suggest if anybody's watching, I think it's one or two people watching, the HBO series From the Earth to the Moon. It's 12 parts. Part 6 involves the asshole from Walpock and Buzz Aldrin. Yeah, Neil Armstrong, where my workplace is also where Neil Armstrong was born. So I always rip on him. It's a town rivalry thing. But yeah, what was the thing I was saying? I have no idea, but yeah, they said go Artemis. Yay, who cares? So let's get down to,
Oh my gosh.
to
Oh
be
my
honest,
gosh, that
I
made me
love
so
tech
emotional. That
talk.
was so inspiring to
Yeah.
see. I mean, wow.
I was talking Apollo 8, but oh yeah, From the Earth to the Moon. Part 6 is the Apollo 11 mission, but it's all the stuff that happens after. It's kind of even more interesting because we all know the ramp up to Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin making it to the moon. Then we get to Pete Conrad and Al Bean, and it goes on from there and gets kind of weirder. Obviously, the episode with Apollo 13 is very weird and scary, and there's an episode about geology that I loved so much. Watching some of the preview stuff they did about training the astronauts in Iceland remind me of that episode. There's one that deals with the wives of astronauts. I guess Susan Borman's the focus of that episode. Frank Borman's wife. He was on 16. Apollo 17 is basically about the end and the exploration of the moon and the very end of everything. And it's really cool. And side note, back to that geology thing, they actually sent a geologist to the moon on 17. There's so much there. But yeah, all that shit happened before I was born, so I don't remember 90% of this. They're doing the talking heads filling the air time. We will cut back when they start getting calls and the real NASA shit. You know, when they start calling for everybody to go for launch. Because that's the part that I really want to watch. I also like watching 26 minutes till the opening. I would like to get down there one day. But yeah, you can see over his shoulder you can see the SLS and the launch structure over behind his left elbow. And when they cut back, you'll see the vehicle assembly building, which is big enough to accommodate all of that. That building is ridiculously large. Yeah. Yeah. Also, the movie Apollo 13, because that has more Tom Hanks than ever. But I actually own the movie. I've watched it many times. Have watched while listening to the director's commentaries, director Ron Howard. And the version I have also has commentary by Jim and Marilyn Lovell. and hearing them talk about the mission as they watch the movie is insane. Jim's gone, as are most of the other astronauts. Buzz Aldrin, I believe, is hold on. I do not remember if Buzz. Yeah, but I confirmed it. Buzz Aldrin is still alive. So the second man. Ah, Lars. We are still go. We have not heard anything. I know there was one constraint. There was a battery that was out of its range temperature. Don't know if they'll be able to solve. That may be something that comes up once they get close. Once they get in near terminal count.
250 years ago, 13 colonies.
Really, we're gonna deal with this. Yada yada yada.
Driven by courage, faith, and freedom. From that moment,
Well, greatest and most enduring democracy. That is of doubt at this point, but oh well.
we conquered vast frontiers, invented tools that shaped a modern world.
Yeah.
We found light in the
Oh yeah, show the thief Edison.
rose from the earth. Faster, higher, farther. We pushed beyond the sky and into the unknown.
Side note: the early astronauts, if they had to piss, they just pissed in their suit.
And we planted the American flag on the moon. The defining
Yeah, America.
American superiority in space.
Sorry.
Our curiosity stretches farther.
Sorry, my patriotism has been seriously challenged. It's 2026.
New telescopes unfolded amongst the first stars. And a new generation prepared.
Yeah, I don't need patriotic hyping up for this.
For 250 years, America
True,
was the light of humanity.
to be honest, our
American acceptance
rush in the 60s to get to space was more to beat the Russians than it was
greatness comes not
to really explore space. That's what motivated us. Gotta beat the damn dirty Russians.
horizon. America is at its best.
Yada yada yada.
Something greater. America celebrates 250 years, and we are leading the world into the future.
You notice I'm not impressed here.
15 seconds and counting from Artemis to NASA's boldest test flight in a generation.
Yeah, I figure we have the diverse crew that we have because that crew was chosen before 2025, to be fair.
Space Center got a surprise of a lifetime while watching that rocket roll to the launch pad.
You know, I don't really generally mind the filler stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, interesting side note on the Apollo 13 director's commentary. Ron Howard mocks Arnold Schwarzenegger because Ron got to drive the crawler, the thing that takes the rocket. Oh, cool. Hold on. I gotta turn this up. That's our astronauts.
Top of a giant tractor.
Doesn't all food come in like tubes? It's in these like little plastic bags, and you have to like rehydrate it. Sushi. There's not. I haven't seen sushi in space. It's probably hard to keep that back.
Did sushi mashed together?
My favorite part was this one little girl. She had a question. She had patiently held her hand for a long time, and Christina turns to her and says, "Okay, what's your question?" She just goes, "I forgot." It was like that's a perfect little kid moment. I just love.
Wait, are you my mother's cartoon astronauts?
What? Say that again.
Never mind. It's a little hard to say. Go Artemis!
Okay, this is just cute.
There you go. I like your dabbing astronaut back there. It's just so fun to see the enthusiasm, the energy, and a little bit of chaos.
3, 2, 1.
Wasn't that so cute?
I love kids and their excitement and, even just being real. Like, I don't remember what I was
I know,
gonna
he
ask.
goes, but I'm glad you're here.
I remember when I was a kid.
Now here
and
we
watched
are,
this,
Space
and
Center
it was cool.
Houston. The crowd has exponentially grown throughout the day. We started showing you live shots from in there probably an hour ago, and now take a look at all the people there getting ready to witness history together. It's something
Interesting,
really
at
special to be able to
the Armstrong
witness something
Museum
like this together.
over in
Yeah, you know,
Wapakoneta,
we've heard
Ohio.
from celebrities
They are
and
viewing
officials
this
and
live,
kids,
but I think
and,
they
you know,
capped
it's
it like
just- it's amazing.
75
People from all around the world
But I figured
came
I'd come
here
here
today to Florida
because
to
I didn't want to
watch,
sit
so
because I
it's something
got off of work at
it's hard to put
3:30.
into
I didn't
words
want to have to drive
just
back
how much support for this
or
mission
stay in
we're seeing
Wapak
today.
or be anywhere near it.
And great news too. Remember, the team was tracking an
Might be a
issue
town I
with
don't
the
like.
launch
Yes, ma'am, go
abort
ahead.
system battery. They appear to have cleared that issue. So
Yes,
we are go
battery issues
for
cleared.
launch.
That is a
Yes,
plus.
that's exciting.
Let me get me a little bigger on the screen here.
U.S. Space and Rocket Center here, Huntsville, Alabama, waving to the Artemis II crew sitting
we
right
go.
there inside Orion. Inside of 20 minutes from the opening of our launch window, and right now we are targeting the top of that launch window, so we could be launching here
At
in about 19
6:24.
minutes, Nicole.
Wow,
Yeah.
I don't know if I
6:24
expected this
Eastern.
today. I'm excited.
5:24
and, you know,
their
I'm glad
time.
they were able to clear the
5:24
problem
their
with the
time.
battery on the LAS, and everything has
Oh
gone
no, they're
really
Eastern
smoothly today.
because
It's been great. The weather
they're
cleared
at
up.
Kennedy Space
It's a
Center.
beautiful day for a
when
launch.
it's
And so
5
now, as we are
it's
so
5:24
close
in Mission
to
Control in
possibly launch
Houston.
now, just what are your final thoughts as we are about to embark on
I'm used to
a mission back to the moon, the first time in more than 50 years?
Yeah, you know, just so proud of the crew and all of the teams here on
Proud,
the
happy, and
ground that
thrilled.
made this happen. You know, they are carrying the torch from the Apollo era into the Artemis era. And, you know, as the crew likes to say, they want to be the shoulders
Okay,
that the next
copy all.
generation.
And let's see, GLS, can you help us with that, please?
They want to be the crew wants to be the shoulders that the next generation can
GLS,
climb on.
001.
the next generation. Wait,
You know, I think it's in their patch. We're going for all. It's in the name of their capsule, integrity, representing humility and the professionalism of everyone that got them there today. So proud of them. We love them.
Not
We're
the
excited
current-
for them.
not
and
the
we
current
cannot
fascist
wait to
regime.
see
Oh.
what they see.
darn
Just
politics
leveraging
keeps
everything
leaking in.
we've learned so far as an agency, taking us from Apollo now to the launch pad here, 39B, with Orion and SLS poised to again fly us into the history books. And before we leave you now here at the host desk to get back into operations, we just wanted to answer one question for you guys. We asked you earlier on today, what are you most excited for? And we asked you to go vote on Instagram and Twitch. Instagram,
Yeah.
you guys said launch. Twitch, you guys said lunar flyby. So I think you guys will all be very excited.
One word,
Since we are now
Earthrise.
about 17 minutes from the opening of our launch window today.
Reminds me
And so with that, as we approach terminal count,
episode
let's send it
in
back to
from the-
Daryl
from
now in firing room
1968.
1. Daryl.
All right, thank you, Megan and Nicole, and just want to give you an update on the launch abort system that you just reported that they cleared. They believe, they're convinced, this is an instrumentation failure.
Part of that episode.
So there are two batteries on the LAS. The LAS, of course, and with the help of my 2-year-old son's model rocket, Daniel said I could use this, so it's okay. The LAS is right here. It's the tower above Orion. Orion capsule's inside of here. It's used to pull Orion off the rocket in case the rocket is something's going on with the rocket, either on the pad or in flight. Two batteries are bad. Well, I'm sorry, one of the two batteries reported an out-of-family temperature, and it was very much out of family. And so they checked their data going back into the vehicle assembly building where they recharged the batteries and worked on them. And they have good, solid data, they reported, that tells them that this is an instrumentation failure, that there's something wrong with the sensor. And so they took it before the mission management team, which has to accept the risk, any changes to launch commit criteria, which this would be one, and they all fully accepted it. So now we are clear as far as that constraint is concerned. And one quick thing as we count down now, we are getting into the final minutes before liftoff. There's a 2-hour window. We haven't quite set the T0 yet, but this is a list of the cutouts. There are 150 cutouts that are included for this 2-hour launch window, and that's important. They're in very small print. That's important because there's basically 16 minutes inside this window that they cannot launch. And these are because of small things flying in orbit. There's a lot more things in orbit than there were back in Artemis 1 when we had 35 to 40 cutouts. For that reason, because of these 156 cutouts, they're going to be managing the launch window as we go forward. So they may have to wait out one of these cutouts. They range in time between 2 seconds to 23 seconds, but you'll hear the NASA test director talk through that. We're getting ready to merge that loop from NASA test director Jeff Spaulding.
That's what we're really waiting for, is inside stuff.
And so now I'm listening to the launch team get ready to merge their operational channel.
Okay, that is a view. I was watching tanking this morning. About 9, 10 o'clock is when I started seeing stuff.
We're now entering one
venting.
of the most consequential phases of launch day, and that's terminal count, the final 10 minutes.
And OTC, NTD on 212 for comm check?
Good, com. Help me.
I hear the same. STC? GTC?
GTC is on 212.
All right, copy that.
NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding confirming communications with his team. There will be 2 polls that we'll hear. One from Spaulding, the NASA Test Director, confirming the ground systems and the launch team are ready to proceed. At this point, we have a clear board, no constraints, but we need confirmation from each individual on the NASA Test Director team.
Yeah, if you ever watched Apollo
So
13,
we'll
it's
hear
when
him
they
poll
all
his
start
team.
calling go.
The other poll that we're waiting
And
for
boy, that's
is
fun.
the poll from Launch Director Charlie Blackwell Thompson, who will take that final status from NASA management before giving the go to come out of a hold. And you're seeing the clock count down at L minus 12 minutes.
CCL, OTC, Orion, RS1.
CCL.
That's the opening window.
Yes,
We
sir.
do not have a
Reconfigure
team
ARS
minus.
primary loop ISO valves.
Copy, that's in work.
And CDR, OTC, Orion, RS1.
Go.
ARS loop ISO valves are being closed at this time.
Integrity copies.
Okay.
NGDLP.
Go.
Yes, I had a discussion with sea ice and with MER manager regarding the observation the sea ice had a few minutes ago. They were able to confirm with BCI photos that the condition that they observed has been there since 2025. MER manager has had a chance to review the findings, and they do not have any constraints from either a sea ice or MER manager perspective.
Okay. Copy all. And Launch Director, NTD, you copy?
Yes, sir. I copy. That's good news.
OTC, CCL 212.
And we can go to the moon today.
ARS primary loop isolation valve configuration is complete.
Copy.
And
Remind me I'm
CGLS,
doing weird
NTD,
things
cancel
with
pending, please.
M&Ms.
TLS copies, and that's complete.
All right, and for all personnel, we got a little bit more work to do before we pick up the clock, and we're about a little over a minute from getting to T-minus 10 minutes, but we've canceled the resume time there, and then we'll pick it up after we get through all of our work and anything else that we need to do to get through the remainder of count. So we'll continue working that to get to our T0 today. So when we get to about 50 seconds from now, we'll extend that hold.
Okay, so we're going to get a hold. Okay. Oh, that happens.
400, 290, looking to verify that we are configured for ascent.
Yep, give me about 2 more minutes. I'm going to start CMA2 streaming.
Copy.
NTD, COSE, hold requested.
Copy that.
I have an LCC violation of O-CT-004, S-band transponder anomaly. This was a transient LCC violation, so transponder 1 had a demodulated SNR estimate that went down to 2 dBm when it should have been between 10 and 13, it is now back up to 12, but we did lose that for just a moment. It does not appear that we lost our bit sync or carrier lock, which would be indicative that we lost our lock with the vehicle. So at this point, recommendation would still be go. However, we do have a pre-planned contingency procedure if we want to look at that. But again, this is transient, so we're back in a nominal range.
All right, let's see, LPE NTD.
Minutes.
Yeah, we're not seeing that hit, so I guess the question for COSE, was that less than 3 samples? Was that below our persistence?
Stand by, let me look. It did look like it did persist for several seconds on mine, but let me take a look at the number of samples.
Could I get a repeat on the affected LCC, please?
Yes, ma'am, that's going to be O-CT-004.
Thank you.
Okay. So obviously there's something in their transmitters, so usually means it's do not know the specifics on this one, but it's communications, so you don't want communications dropping out, but if I can
us taking a look at the data right here, looks like that was a single sample.
Yeah, copy that. RFTS does report that they also lost lock for about 5 seconds, so I would love to ask KUS and see if they also lost lock with the vehicle for any extended amount of period.
Why is my quality down here?
And COSE, while we're doing that, these are 1/10 hertz measurements, correct? So we would have had to lose it for over 10 seconds to get a second sample?
Yes, sir, that's correct. It is 1/10 hertz.
Yeah, so from our perspective, the allowance is effectively up to 30 seconds, up to 3 samples based on the 1/10 hertz. This is not an LCC violation, I believe.
Yes, sir, I would agree with that at this point. Copy that.
We're checking with KUS on 232. I don't think they have 212 access. We're trying to verify, but
yeah, a little bit of hiccup.
But it sounds like they have a loss of lock as well. About 2 seconds.
Okay. And I guess for both KUS and COSE, do we have lock now?
That's affirmed. We do have lock for COSE.
Yeah, so from the integration console perspective, we did have a temporary loss there within the allowable, and per the requirement, let's go.
And this is Houston Flight. We have lock and we have good telemetry here in GSE.
And KUS is reported to they have good lock now.
Okay.
So with all of that, OSC, then are we in a go configuration per your LCC?
Yes, sir. Recommendation would be go.
Right.
Yeah.
LPE, you concur with that?
Yes, sir. LPE concurs go.
And Launch Director?
Yes, sir. Launch Director concurs go.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just verify everybody has everything else complete, Launch Director, and if we do, we'll be ready to pick up the poll at that time, unless there's something else that you're aware of.
No, sir. Let's verify all our work is complete, and I would like one last check of our constraints list.
All right, let's see. OTC, are you still waiting for ComConfig, or are you...
That is affirmed, sir.
Okay, is that your only open item?
Yeah, OTC, this is CVSC. That 400 step 290 is complete.
Copy. Okay, so OTC, you're complete with all of your work?
That's affirmed.
All right, copy that. STC?
STC is complete.
And GTC?
GTC is complete.
Okay, excellent. All right, and LPE, just want to verify we have no open constraints at this time.
No open constraints. We have a clear board, sir.
Okay, tracking the same here?
Yes.
And Launch Director, with that, we are clear and ready to pick up the launch readiness poll with your go.
All right, sir. I am go for the poll.
All right. And for all personnel, this is the NTD conducting the Artemis 2 launch readiness check.
Here we go.
Verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC.
OTC is go.
STC.
STC is go.
GTC.
C's go.
MCO.
CO's go.
Safety Console.
The Safety Console is go.
LPE.
LPE's go.
RTD.
RTD's go.
Houston flight.
Houston flight is go.
Rock.
Rock is go.
And CDR.
Crew is go.
Copy that. Thank you, Reed. And Launch Director, NTD, our launch team is ready to proceed at this time.
All right, NTD, I copy all. At this time, I'll perform my poll. Attention on the net. This is the Launch Director performing the final poll for launch. Verify no constraints and go for launch. EGS, Program Chief Engineer.
Artemis Chief Engineers are go.
Copy, thank you. EGS, Chief Safety Officer.
The Artemis CSOs are go.
Copy, thank you. Range Weather.
Launch weather is go.
Thank you, LWO. And Artemis MMT Chair.
MMTs go.
Thank you, John. And Integrity Launch Director.
Good to hear your voice, Charlie. PLT.
Thank you, Charlie. This is Victor. We are going for our families.
MS1.
This is Christina. We are going for our teammates.
MS2. This is Jeremy. We are going for all humanity. All right, Charlie, your Artemis 2 crew is go for launch. Full send.
I copy that. Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. On this historic mission, you take with you the heart of this Artemis team, the daring spirit of the American people and our partners across the globe, and the hopes and dreams of a new generation. Good luck. Godspeed, Artemis 2. Let's go.
Okay.
And
Normally my
NTD Launch
atheist me
Director.
would cringe
Go
at the
ahead, Launch Director.
Godspeed part, but no,
Yes, sir.
this is
You have a
traditional
go to proceed with
space
countdown.
flight stuff, so we're go.
Copy that. I'll put it in work. CDR, NTD.
Go.
Figure risers and initiate short purge per your EPROC 10.1.1, steps 8 and 9.
10.1.1, 8 and 9 going to work.
Copy. CVSE NTD, start and verify recordings of our Orion cameras.
Copy.
Okay. Well, there you heard it.
RSR NTD.
RSR.
They're getting ready to
From
start
booster
terminal
ignition,
count.
SNA arm rotation enable at this time, please.
It's currently at T-minus 10 minutes. Once we wrap up this last bit of work,
SNA arm rotation enable complete.
we're going to start that clock.
Copy that. Thank you.
Yep.
Integrity crew, close and lock visors.
Get the camera in there so we can watch them close and lock visors. That's the cool part.
You heard an issue, worked in real time with telemetry lock on the Orion. It was transitory. It was very
Okay.
short. They checked the data, confirmed that they had a good lock. This was with the S-band transmitter on the Orion. Worked through that issue, looked at the data, and cleared it.
Yes, man. I love the
All
fucking
with the world watching. Impressive work by the launch team. So we have a 2-hour window, which starts in just a few minutes at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time and goes
We're
until
not going at
8:24
6:24,
p.m.
obviously.
Eastern Time.
And ECL NTD will be waiting for your verification on the short purge.
Okay.
ECL copies. And for all personnel, once we get that short purge verification, we'll verify that we are clear to go, and then we'll proceed with the terminal count.
Yeah. I need to refill my water, but I'm going to wait till that count starts. Because then I know it's 10 minutes.
ECL time estimate?
About a minute.
Copy.
So we're going into the launch window. But but not by much, it looks like. Just wrapping up some final work. And once that's completed, you'll hear NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding ask for the ground launch sequencer operator to go ahead and start the clock.
So
the ground launch sequencer is an application software. It runs on top of the launch control system in the firing room. Acts like a conductor of an orchestra, executing hundreds of commands in precise order and timing. It's all autonomous.
Entity CCL 212, short purge initiations verified.
Well, there's
All
always
right, copy
buttons
that,
you can
and
hit
we're
to
verifying our
nope
constraints.
that shit. Thought I'd have more to say, and I do, but not right now.
All right, and we're clear from cutouts. And with that, we're going to resume the clock momentarily. And CGLS, you can resume the clock on your mark.
GLS copies. 3, 2, 1, mark. GLS mainline has been initiated.
T-minus 10 minutes and counting.
Why did we jump to...
And that begins
I don't know
terminal
what they
count.
do with their
Our
clock,
new
but
T0 is 6:35
a
p.m.
box right
Eastern
above.
Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to
That
lift
box
off of Artemis
right
2.
there is the actual time, and we're at 9:30 something.
From now on, you're going to hear two voices on the loops.
I will be
If
right
everything
back.
goes
This will be
nominally,
quiet for just
NASA
a minute.
Test Director Jeff Spaulding,
I'll be
who's
quiet for a minute.
directly
I'm gonna
managing
go
the launch team,
grab.
and Alex Bendelos, the GLS operator who closely monitors the software. He has the ability to stop and restart the countdown. A lot of people ask about whether there's a launch button. There certainly
and
is
Houston
not.
flight and Rock, our new T0 is 22:35:12.
Houston flight copies.
Rock copies.
22:35:12.
Affirm.
There you heard confirmation of the exact T0, 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. Again, our T0 is 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. But as I was saying, there's no launch button. This is autonomous. But there is a button that keeps you from launching, and that button allows the GLS operator to pause the countdown outside of terminal count and during terminal count and submit a hold to the next holding point. So the clock won't stop right away. If there's an issue, we'll go to the next stable holding point. This is how GLS configures the rocket and ground systems to a stable point where they can stop the countdown if that's needed. But right now, we are counting down. Our next big milestone, looking to retract the crew access arm.
GLS is good for crew access arm retract.
And there you see the crew access arm moving away.
Oh, crew arm, sweet.
That's the path that the astronauts took to ingress into the rocket.
The white room is moving away.
Until this point, that was their way off the pad if they needed to evacuate. But now with that arm retracting, the backup transitions to a launch abort system. And they'll begin arming that shortly.
That's where rockets yeet them. That's where the smaller rockets on the top yeet
system,
them off the big
great
rocket.
shot there of the crew
before it goes
access
boom.
arm retracting away.
We don't want the big
launch
rocket
abort
to go
system
boom.
is the tower at the top, and that's what would pull Orion and its crew off the top of the rocket in case of an emergency, whether it's on the ground or in flight. This is critical safety hardware that protects the lives of the astronauts.
Yeah, but their trip gets really short if that's the case. But it means they get off the rocket before the bad
Starting
happens.
at T-minus 6 minutes, the GLS will start bringing that and other high-energy systems online, starting with core stage pressurization.
Yep, that one fits perfectly, Lars. I am going to have to get down for one of these launches one of these years. Preferably when gas prices are normal.
Weather is 90% go. The range is go. All systems are go.
We're T-minus 6 minutes, and we're go for launch.
GLS is go for core stage tank pressurization.
That means the replenish valve for the liquid hydrogen tank has now closed, and that tank is beginning to pressurize to flight levels because that hydrogen is naturally boiling inside the tank. We'll get the liquid oxygen tank a little later in the count. Now the team is waiting for verification that, if needed, the Artemis II crew could use the launch abort system to pull Orion safely off the top of the rocket in an emergency. Let's listen in for that call.
GLS verifies last capability available.
That means they can eat out.
Copy. CDR copies, last available.
That's great news, and you heard the NTD verify that with the commander of the mission.
GLS is go for FTS arm.
Now work is being done to
we're
arm
getting a
the
little
flight
bit
termination
of
system.
gargly on.
This is so the range
CDR
safety
is a
can
bit
send a flight termination
robot-y.
command if the rocket flies too far off track. There's a brief built-in delay, so the launch abort system has time to pull the astronauts to
GLS is
safety
go for
first.
LH2 high flow bleed check.
Yeah, we've
Right,
never
the
used
high-flow
an
bleed
abort
check.
system.
That's so the cryo team gets verification that the RS-25 engines, all 4 of them, are in the proper temperature range for launch.
But you build backups to backups so that the things go bad, you got a chance. But what happens when they all fail? We call it Apollo 13.
GLS is go for core stage APU start.
Core stage APUs start. Those are auxiliary power units, high-speed turbines which provide pressure to hydraulic pumps that steer the RS-25 engines. We're going to see a gimbal test a little later at T-minus 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This
Remember
is what
the gimbal
allows
test
that to
from
happen.
the I remember the gimbal test from back during the shuttle era. That was always fun watching them engines gimbal
Coming up in about
gimbling
20
around.
seconds, we're listening for go for purge sequence 4. That's a helium purge of the 4 core stage engines downstream of the propellant valve.
That's
This
when the
gets all
astronauts'
air
voices
and
go
moisture
higher.
out of there.
Oh, that. I like it. I will only. Okay, so I think I'm just going to do wrong space facts.
GLS is go for purge sequence 4.
This is where everybody
Moving
uses
through
2
the
fingers.
milestones.
Ah! No.
All is looking good. Coming up in just a few seconds, we're going to get that thrust vector control actuator test. This is a gimbling of the engine.
They just close that valve. No more fun stuff. Here we go.
There are the 4 RS-25s, 3 of them shuttle heritage, 1 of them built from shuttle parts.
There they
And
go.
there you see them moving.
So 3 of these are actual engines that were so this is all shuttle lineage. Damn.
Now we're going to start moving the power from both the upper stage and the lower stage of the rocket to internal, taking ground power away and now going to battery power.
GLS is go for upper stage to internal power.
All right, power is removed from the rocket's upper stage.
T-minus 0. All these
are
are all the arms on there. All
Same
pop off
milestone
at
for
the
the
same
lower core
time.
stage coming up at T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds. Right now, the 4-person Artemis II crew is 248,000 miles away from the
Cinematically,
moon.
sometimes you
And
get
if all
some
goes well,
creative.
they will fly by it in 6 days.
GLS is go for core stage to internal power.
Okay. I am probably
there's the
going
rocket's
to
core
mostly
stage,
shut the fuck
which
up now.
houses 3 flight computers, is now on its own power.
Remember, it was after max
There's no more
Q
hold
that
time
the
because
shuttle,
there's no more
shuttle
margin on
Challenger
these
exploded.
batteries. So we would have to recycle back to T-minus 10 to recharge if we had a hold.
No holds, no holds. Holds would be bad now.
1 minute.
I want
Right now,
this
the rocket
stream
does
to
not
be
know
done
what
in
the
the next
T0 is,
15.
but coming up at T-minus 33 seconds, control shifts from the ground launch sequencer to the rocket's onboard autonomous launch sequencer, or ALS. The rocket will count itself down, but honor any holds that could come from the ground. Now, shortly after liftoff, Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague Gary Jordan will take over commentary.
GLS is go for ALS.
Great call out. The rocket is on its own. 4 brave explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket NASA has ever launched. Sound suppression water is flowing.
15.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Catch the camera up. There you
Good
go.
roll pitch.
Roger, roll pitch.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
Integrity, AMT high.
AMT high.
On time passing 30 seconds into the flights. Integrity passes the alternate beacon. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the 4 main engines. Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
I missed Artemis 1's launch.
Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
On, Ponce de Leon.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis 2 mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour. One minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2-minute 9-second mark.
Always like to see the SRBs go.
Throttle down.
It cut away real fast there. Great, don't show the assholes.
Confirmed separation. Main engine's throttling up, guidance converged.
Let's see.
Integrity.
That's
Guidance
a shot.
converged. Performance nominal. Upper stage RCS ready.
Copy all, Stan.
And the camera froze in like a second.
Integrity. SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state, ahead of service module fairing separation. Minutes into the flight. Integrity, 49 miles in altitude, 78 miles downrange, now passing 5,000 miles per hour.
Oh, there went the fairings. And looks like she's separated.
Standing by for launch abort system jettison.
Houston Integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Copy, jettison. Team Eco 8 plus 02.
We see the same on board, Stan.
And Houston has you loud and clear on Tidris at the Carmen line.
Outstanding, Stan. We have you the same.
Carmen line.
3 minutes 50
that means
seconds
they are
into
in
the flight
space.
of Artemis 2. Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen cross the boundary to space with good comm checks. GPS signals acquired after last jettison now working on internal checks to verify accuracy.
Okay.
Flight Dynamics Officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
I do miss the SpaceX thing of the really cool display at the bottom, so you know where you're at in the mission. Come on, take the good stuff from SpaceX and tell them to fuck off.
Integrity, GPS processing.
Outstanding, Stan. We see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Approaching 5 minutes into the flight, Commander Reed Wiseman confirms
I was looking
he
at the
has
moon last
visuals
night.
of his destination. GPS guidance, navigation, and control software finishes internal checks and sends to navigation channels.
Yeah. GPS doesn't mean shit when you go once you go to the moon.
Integrity, 3 engine press.
That means they can make it to orbit with 3 engines.
3 engine press.
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing 4 good engines here in Mission Control Houston. Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
They're getting up there in speed. They need to go faster. At this speed, it's not even comparison. It's just, is it to the target speed you need to leave the
Integrity, looking good at 6 minutes.
or Earth orbit?
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster officer will soon
There
report
we
the
go.
shutdown plan to Flight Director Judd Friedling, expected at the 7-minute mark.
Okay, I'm turning this off because
Integrity,
fairing, launch
78
support system
miles in
separation.
altitude, 460
And there's
miles
MECO.
downrange.
It's the next thing.
Integrity, expect nominal shutdown.
Integrity copies nominal shutdown.
That's got to be a nice window to watch out of.
6 minutes 40 seconds of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected. Again, the time of MECO was confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds into the flight.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
7 minutes of mission elapsed time. Throttling down as we approach the abort once around option. Milestone at the 7-minute 30-second mark. Now 84 miles in altitude, 650 miles downrange, traveling more than 15,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, AOA open.
AOA open.
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would target splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time.
Yeah. The point is, every time they have all these points where they can abort if things go sideways.
About
But
10 seconds
we're gonna
remaining
get here
until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage. Standing by for confirmation of MECO and core stage separation.
Oh, there it is. We've had MECO and core stage separation.
Integrity and nominal MECO, core stage separated.
Nice to have the cameras working because then we can see what's happening.
We see the same on board, Stan.
Eight minutes, 40 seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated, done its job. The Space Launch System upper stage, the Inner Rim Cryogenic Propulsion Stage, or ICPS, still attached to the Orion spacecraft. Nine minutes of mission elapsed time. Integrity crew of Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen now in orbit around the Earth at the beginning of their journey to the moon.
Okay.
Integrity Houston, looking ahead to PRM numbers so far per the pad.
Copy that, Stan. Numbers for the pad.
Capcom Stan Loves now reminding the crew that the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition is as expected prior to booster ignition. That time being 49 minutes, 50 seconds of mission elapsed time.
Yeah, we're not going to be here for that. I'm probably going to drop off and keep this as a side stream because I literally, this is what I watch. It was a nominal launch, and everything seems to be go. Nominal is good. At least I'm not watching the comments where I'm sure there's a bunch of people claiming this is fake and saying stupid shit because it's comments.
Integrity, good. Neds deploy.
What is that?
Copy that, Stan. Good, Neds.
Good Neds.
And Integrity Houston for PWD setup. Just a reminder, halfway open on the secondary.
I haven't learned this vehicle yet, so.
Halfway open.
Kind of wish they had more. Kind of wish nowadays they put technical manuals, but then again, I didn't really
Passing
look.
11 minutes of mission elapsed time. Here, overhearing the conversation between Capcom Stan Love and Commander.
Oops, I didn't mean to stop that.
Reed Wiseman, already passing some milestones. We have a good nozzle extension deployment system.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap up on
that
this
is confirmed. Complete. We also have the visors are confirmed up. Now past the dynamic phase of flight, that is ascent.
Yep.
Their launch and entry suits that provided them an extra layer of protection. Now not as needed. They're going to raise those visors.
So yeah, I think we're going to leave it here.
And later in today's mission, they will begin to egress or get out of the suits to begin some of their initial tasks of activating some of the systems aboard in the Integrity spacecraft.
Yep. So I think we're going to leave it there.
It's passing 12 minutes of mission elapsed time. Yeah. Again, the perigee raise maneuver that's targeted near 50 minutes of mission elapsed time, 49.
Let me turn that down so that I can hear you and not hear that. So that's it. Lars and I will be back on Sunday, I think, for some gaming, probably Baldur's Gate 3. Till then, see you when I can see you.